guys, here we are, we're back again. Which always asks Junkyard. Somebody was at my door. Sorry about having to cut that off like that, but alright, we're back at the Warhead. It's pretty clean. You definitely gotta, looks like, flush the fuel tank. The fuel looks a little gummy, so we're gonna want to put a new fuel line on the bottom here. Because again, we're going to do the same thing that we did before. We're going to run a fuel line from the tank to the carburetor instead of up to that little reservoir thing here. We're not going to do that. Alright, so like I just want everybody to see this. This is the slide that goes in the carburetor. All the nitro trucks have this in some form or another. Some are pull, some slide. This was a Pacific slide. All the new trucks have slide tabs. This is your speed needle, and it allows how much fuel actually goes into the cylinder when you're adjusting tuning your car. That's why a lot of people have problems tuning this. This is the most needle, and it is a crucial screw tuning the carburetor on any nitro engine. We're going to go flush with it, and just all the way flush until it's flush, just about there. We're going to go right there, pretty flush. So this is clean. Looking at the boot that's on this carb, and it looks a little gummy. I think it'll be alright. It's not that bad. I'm going to get a paper towel here and clean this boot out a little bit, because any kind of old fuel in this truck is going to be bad. That's why we're going to clean the gas tank too. We're going to flush the gas tank. This is how I clean boots. I don't know how you guys do it. I take the so you can see it's all yellow now. I take a paper towel and I twist it up like this, and I take the boot and I try to get it all the way through, and then I just go like this, and as you can see, it flattens the boot out, and it takes all the garbage that you don't want in your nitro engine off. So now that that's all clean, we can get the engine. You can take your slide, put it back in, make sure you put it where the idle screw is. Just go in with your idle screw. Just come out the rest of the way and make sure. All the way in, alright, it's in. Now just make sure you flush this down. That's where you look at it and you can see just a little tiny opening in the motor of the engine. Alright, so we're good to go, and this is clean, so this can go back on here, put it nice and flush just like that. Now remember, now when we first started this thing, we couldn't even get that slide to move. Oops, slippery fingers tonight. Alright, so now we're going to check this other needle that we have here for adjusting your high speed. What I'm going to do here is pull it out, put it loose all the way. I'm going to pull it out and we're going to look at it, and it looks pretty clean. But we're going to take a piece of our paper towel and we're going to clean this. Nice. There we go. Okay, guys, clean this off. Take a look down and make sure there's no gunk down in there. Best you can. You want this area to be clean. We put the air filter on. You want that to be nice and clean. So again, I'm just going to put this. We're going to flush this in like that. Now it wasn't a lot easier. I put the WD-40 in there. You can see a little bit WD-40 getting pushed out by the screws. So I'm going to come out 3 turns. There's a half, there's one turn, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, and I always go a little bit on the rich side. So hopefully when we go start the motor, it starts right up. Okay guys, just want to let you know we're going to do a complete. This is for most of us who recognize this as a Traxxas T-Max chassis. It's the narrow arms, which we're going to change those to 2.5. We're going to put a nice 2.5 on this. But we're going to do a complete T-Max chassis overhaul. We're going to do everything. We have to change this chassis plate here because it's for the .15 and it does not have the 2 holes, as you can see that. Anybody that knows the Traxxas T-Max well will know that there's supposed to be holes here for the post for the carburetor. So we're going to do a complete shock and we're going to use this standard mess here. Okay, back to the Warhead. It's pretty clean. The engines put back together. Now we can take the spring off. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to change the actually, you know, we're going to get this, we're going to do the engine first. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing that we did to that Warhead there. We're going to remove this spring. But now, it's nice and clean. Alright, that one was in like newer shape, so I really didn't take it upstairs and, as we call it here at Joey's Aussie Junkyard, a bath. Alright, now, if this is all cleaned up, always keep cloning your paper towels at your bench. We're going to put a dispenser, a paper towel dispenser right here. One of these days when I get to it. Alright, so the motor, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this. It's called the Duratrax Quick Pit Super Starter. It's a rotor starter, that's what it is. So we're going to take these 3 screws out. One, actually, what do we got going on here? What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, no, 3. I'm going to take these 3 screws out. And we're going to put them on, we're going to put the pull starter on there. So we need our small Phillips head, which is right here. Alright, take these screws out. That's one. And watch out guys when you take this apart because there's gears in here. And you can include this if you're selling the truck, or if you're just fixing it or whatever. Changing your one-way bearing or doing the pull starter, this is what you got to do. But save this because it is a useful. I'm just not. It's not my thing. If you can see, this is pretty dumped up back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the one-way bearing off, clean the shaft, wipe this all off. We're going to take this plate off. Alright, we're going to get our one-way bearing. We're going to take the paper towel. This is what I like to do. This one-way bearing. Just take it. See the black stuff coming out of it? That's old fuel and oil, and it's just grease, and it's just disgustingness. Bad stuff in the neutral motor engine. Okay, you can see it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do it one more time. Get this corner, push it all up nice. We're going to stuff it in there. But I'm going to do it in the opposite direction now to clean all the bearings, all the rollers on the bearings. That's what I'm doing now. Taking it out. I'm just twisting it on there. Flatten out a little bit more. You can make this as small as you want. You know, some of the one-way bearings have holes a little bit bigger. As you can see, there's still more black stuff that came off, but it's clean. Now notice guys, and for the newer guys, these one-way bearings are directional. They have to go on the exact same way that you took them off. So remember that. Okay, so here's our quick pit back plate. We're going to put that, we don't need that. So now we're going to go over here and we're going to take our 5/16 1/64, and we're going to take the backing plate off of this nitro engine. It's 4 screws. There's one. And what I like to do sometimes is I like to clean the screws as I'm taking them out. I just take a piece of paper towel and I take the screw and I put it in there and I just do that. See, it comes out. It's not super clean, but it's cleaner than it was. Makes it easier and less messy for the next guy. Take another one out. Okay, guys. Very simple. Nice and slow. Slow and steady in the RC business is the way to go. You know, that's why I recommend everybody have a couple of trucks. If you're going to do it with your son, sad to say, guys, it'd be nice to have about 4 trucks. If you're going to do nitro, you definitely should have 4 trucks. For you and your son, for you fathers out there that want to do this with your kids, I don't recommend kids working on nitro engines without adult supervision, but that is parental discretion, so we'll leave it up to the parents on that. Because remember, the nitro fuel is probably one of the most flammable substances on the planet. That stuff is so flammable, you can't even see it burn. That's how flammable it is. It gets so hot so fast, it's unbelievable. Alright, so we got our 4 screws out of the backing plate. Put our driver over there. Now, sometimes these plates come right off with a little twist like this one just did. Now, as you can see, this motor is completely, it is disgusting inside. There is so much stuff. This motor has to this engine rather, has to come completely apart. There is no saving grace with this as far as there's no other way. This motor has to come completely apart. Hold on, guys, I'm going to go this way. Alright, I'm going to bring the camera closer because I want you to be able to see why it is so crucial. Even if you use WD-40, okay, there are plenty of different things you can use here. Trinity makes a final run solution, they call it. It says it's recommended for all nitro engines after a day at the track. It's good for it, you know what I mean? It can't hurt. I'm going to pour a little bit of this into here now, and what it's going to do, it's going to hopefully it's going to loosen up some of the gunk that is in there, and it's awful. This bore motor has so much sludge and slime, and it's disgusting. It's unbelievable. It's definitely a highly neglected nitro engine, and it's sad. And people wonder why things don't run right. It doesn't work right. It doesn't start when it's supposed to. As you can see, I'm wiping some of it out with the paper towel. But this truck engine needs to be taken apart and completely cleaned, because there's so much sludge at the bottom of this engine. It's not even, it's sad. It's really sad that people can neglect engines like that, little nitro engines. Just get a few paper towels, guys. I'll need a little more than I got over there. Alright, we're back. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to get the camera and we're going to bring it closer. I'm going to show people, I want everybody to look at this engine, what has happened to it, and what the end result is of you not doing your after-run procedure. Now, I'm not saying you do your after-run procedure every single time you run your truck. I mean, you're supposed to. Most manufacturers recommend that, but you can go with their recommendation, or at least do it if you're going to let your truck sit for more than a couple of days. Alright guys, I'm going to bring the camera a little closer because I want you to take a look at this, and this is crucial to you nitro guys, what has happened to this truck. Alright, so I'm going to shut the camera off, and I'm going to bring it closer, and I'm going to let you guys, we're going to go in a little closer, let you see this truck and what happened to this engine.